Welcome back, Skratcher Podcast, Season 4, Episode 3. Let's go. This episode, Skratcher hosts are Rayted-R, PJilla, Jointz, Gumbeaux, ILJ, 2, Jovie J, and man, we've got a heavy show today. From the famed lineage of the Bastard Language Tour, Ned Hoddings, Rock Hard Bastards, Gumbeaux, and many, many more, Skratcher Podcast is proud to present to you 545 D-Styles, Mike Boo, XS, Pryvt Peepsho. Let's go.
Legend.
Goddamn.
Let's fucking go, bro.
This is a dream come true, y'all.
Thanks for having us.
So, how you guys been? I know you guys been busy. Rumors saying there's a new album.
So yeah, there's some new stuff on the ways. Yep.
And could you guys break down a concept of like what 545 is, like the whole concept of doing what you guys did for this project?
Yeah, almost like it was a couple days ago, 7 years ago, we did a show in Abu Dhabi, a turntable orchestra that Short, Libido from Dubai, and Tashi organized. And then Dave also organized. Dave hit me, Mike, and Peep Up to support that show in Abu Dhabi. And during that time, we were kind of just like shooting ideas like, we should just work on stuff. We were jamming on stuff like off hours in between rehearsals with like the rest of the Japanese cats who were performing with us. And then all of a sudden we were like, let's just record like an EP when we get back to the US. So we recorded the one in Vegas first. And it was like, the premise was pretty much like 5 songs. There's 4 of us for like 5 days, pretty simple. So 545, just like, just see what comes from it. We had a gang load of songs after the week was done. But I think we trimmed it down to, a couple for the first album. But that was it. That was pretty much the premise of 545. And then pretty much like, it was like an excuse for us to travel. It was like, all right, let's record, in Thailand. Let's record, in Hawaii. Let's record in San Diego. There's the Work From Home album, during the pandemic. So that's pretty much, I think, what kind of stemmed the project together was us just linking up in Abu Dhabi. We've known each other for so long, from Bastard Language to, Ned Hoddings, opening up for Dave at Knitting Factory. And, but it was like, we're here now, let's just try to work on some stuff. And then we had some like basic sketches out in Abu Dhabi, and then we just kind of took it back to the US and kind of finalized it over like a week,
How did each of you discover turntablism, and at what moment made you realize that it was more than a hobby for each of you?
Good question. I'm going to pass that off to Dave.
Everyone's going to answer anyway, man. So let's go.
Everyone's going to answer.
Well, for me, I got lucky.
Go ahead, Pete.
I had an older sibling. In the 80s, I was hip to everything, just from my brother being a DJ. So I was able to see a lot of things. And this was like 82, 83. Mostly the records back then, because, there wasn't any videos, where we could see what's going on. So it was mostly just records, just hearing like the scratches from there. And pretty much from that, that's when I knew when I wanted to do it.
I started in the 80s as well. I grew up in the Bay Area. My next door neighbor was a DJ, mobile DJ. There was a huge mobile DJ scene, as you guys know, in the Bay Area. And just listening to hip hop, first tape was like King of Rock, Run DMC, hearing scratches on that. And just hearing the evolution of scratching through the songs that came out, my bass shit, and just being Miami bass stuff, Philly stuff, Mr. Mix, Rodney Joe Cooley, just getting hypnotized by those patterns and the speed of the scratches that really intrigued me. I tried taking piano lessons, but it didn't click with me. I tried taking drum lessons, and our music department got canceled. And so DJing was the only thing that was there for me. I linked up with a mobile DJ crew, and it was a huge thing back then. Mobile DJing and like dance crews, so making mixes for for b-boy crews, and just being a spectator of the battle scene, which is how I found out about Dave. Dave, you were a super inspiration for me. Like I remember 1992 at DJ Extravaganza.
Oh shit!
At U1. I wasn't allowed to go. It was like my 16th birthday. I wasn't allowed to go, but all my friends, like, they had a videotape of it, and just me watching that shit blew my mind. FM20 was also a very early inspiration, just to see where you could take it musically. And just DJ Quest, DJ Disc, just all the local legends around the Bay Area. Just that made me really pursue cutting. And it was this place called Club Deco that had a night called Beat Lounge, which was a really inspirational night for our scene in the Bay Area in San Francisco. That's where I met Shortcut. That's where I met Glenn.
That's where I met you. Yeah.
We came out for an ITF.
What year was it? That was 98?
98, 99.
Yeah, 98, yeah. Because I met you, Snake Eyes, and Spider Monkey.
I pretty much got the same influences of these guys, you know what I mean? Me and Mike grew up in the same part of the Bay. And, there was just a lot of local battles, and you would go to those and get inspired. And for me, it wasn't until I seen Q, Mike, and Apollo do, their turntable band stuff. And when I saw them do that, making music with the turntable like that, that's when the light bulb really went off. And I knew that was the lane that I wanted to be in, because before that I was doing mobile stuff too, DJing, weddings and, garage parties. But I wanted to do music too, and I didn't know how to do it. And they kind of showed me the blueprint for it. So ever since I saw that, I've just been, trying to make my own version of that. You know what I mean?
For me, it's weird. I have a different story because these guys all grew up in like the West Coast, in New York. At the time, of course, it was like scratching in the West, body tricks in the East. So, but when I started, I was 16. Same thing. Had a friend in high school. He did mobile. Of course, Filipino cat. So he did, cotillions and debuts and all that stuff. So I would, just follow him around. But then what was weird is I was listening to obscure, quote unquote hip hop music at the time, right? So I was listening to De La and like The Roots and like stuff like that. But I was super into house music too. So when I started DJing, actually, I started DJing house music. And then senior year of high school, there was a program where we could do an internship. So I did an internship at a record label, this record label, Logic Records. And they put out like Le Click and La Bouche, like really bad house. But then I remember like there was a DJ, I don't want to name his name, but this dude was just getting so many bookings. And like he just wasn't good, Yeah. And then someone showed me, I think it was like 94 DMC Raider winning Worlds, and I was like, dude, I want to do that, like, because like skills are actually being represented. And then that's when I started getting more into scratching. I mean, I always give credit to Doughboy from Fit Platoon because he was the guy who was bringing all the information from the West Coast, because he would go to the West Coast, chill with like Q and Dave. I don't know if did you chill with Doe also at the time?
Yeah, a little bit.
I remember cutting at your house, Dave, with Doughboy.
With Doughboy, yeah, for sure. Yep.
No one talks about Doughboy.
No one talks about Doughboy.
He was one of the.
New York scratching wouldn't be where it is without Doughboy, because he had the video camera whenever he was in the West Coast, and he would bring the footage over. And like luckily, like I was probably one of the better scratchers in New York, so he would invite me over to his crib. That's the first time I talked to Dave. Dave was like, or Doe was like, "Hey, you want to talk to D South?" So I was like, "Yeah, right, bullshit." And then he puts me on the phone with D the first time, and I was like, "Oh, hey." And then I think I cut over the phone for D for like a little bit, and I think I was like twiddling, and he's like, "Oh, you sound like a twiddler," and then I'm like, "Oh, okay." But just like without Doe and like him bringing that information back to New York, Yeah, I don't think scratching would have been where it is today on the East Coast, because of course, like, Executioners were killing it, X-Men at the time, Flip Platoon were killing it. We had Table Turns, which Sugar Cuts ran for multiple years, and that was like, that was like a brewing, like a breeding ground, right? Kind of for DJs in the East Coast, and also we'd bring out Sugar Cuts would bring out people to showcase, like Quest came out. Total would, perform being in New York. People would like test their routines for upcoming battles, at Table Turns, just because you had like a live venue and people watching, so you could kind of see crowd reaction. And then you kind of knew, like, oh, that's probably a routine that Total's going to bust out in the Worlds for ITF, or, this person's going to bust out, in an upcoming battle. So, like, I think those were kind of two pivotal things in my career, like being able to cut with Doughboy and getting that information from the West Coast, and also having Table Turns as like the outlet to perform at. That was probably one of the first places I performed at. Just like, you sign up, you just cut for like 2 minutes, but it gave you a taste of what was to come, I think, in the future.
You all come from different areas of the craft, right? So before you guys formed, were you guys focused on one direction? Like, how did that go? How did you guys find that you guys want to like do this as a group? Like, what inspired you to do that?
Well, I think just us having friendship over 2 decades. We've known each other for 20 years. Over 20 years. So it was kind of like, I think when it first got serious really was with like me doing Stylist Wars for a couple of years, and then we had Code Style came from Chicago and stayed in New York for a couple of years, maybe like a year, and then even Mike came out for like almost a year.
2 years.
Yeah, it was almost 2 years. Yeah. It's probably the entire time we were living in Brooklyn. So, but during that time, so it was like me and Toad were doing some duo stuff. Shows. We did like Looper shows. We did one like in Toronto. We did one in, I think it was like another DMC in Canada. And then I think like Mike and Rick were doing stuff, I think, together. And then all of a sudden, like, we linked up in the Bay at where was it?
Was that Dave's?
It was at my
Dave's,
house.
It was at your house, but we also like linked up like at the podcast that Manabees used to
Transmissions. And,
Transmission,
yeah.
Yeah.
Rick, Manabees, Manny Clicks used to throw a scratch-based music radio show at San Jose State called Transmissions. Yeah, that's one of our early times getting together as a unit was Ned Hoddings.
Yeah, that was like the early Ned Hoddings. And then I think once we kind of got more established as Ned Hoddings, that's when Dave invited us to open up it for Phantasmagoria record release. So, I always give Dave that credit. Like, that was, that's kind of like, also having that on DVD, like, was an amazing thing too. Like, people would always refer to that, like those two musical, like, acts as like kind of like foundational turntable music, at the time.
I still watch that, man. So good.
Yeah, even for me, like, people, like, they'll hit me up on IG like, hey, super inspirational, and it, you don't think of it at the time, of course, because you're just making the music, right? And then kind of like in retrospect, hindsight, like, you're like, wow, that is still holds substance, like it's still cool musically. But I think, like, from there, then it led to Gunk Hole with Mike and D and Rick and Ace on the drums, and then me and Adam and Dave did a Rock Hard Bastards tour, and then, like, we've known Peep throughout that time as well. So I think, yeah, it's like, players in the band have moved on and moved in different directions. Rick does solo stuff, Adam does solo stuff, but it's like, I think the core of what we hear as music and what we want music to sound like in terms of turntable music, we're all kind of on the same wavelength, which is always which is important, right? Like we got to make sure that we want the music that we're putting out we all agree on it. So I think, and of course that happens over time, and that's like, again, like 2 decades. So yeah, it's definitely a trip that's been that long.
Hey, I don't know if people realize this, but for that Ned Hodding's performance at the Knitting Factory, that's Peepsho on the mic. I don't know if people even know that.
Yeah.
Nah, you can't even see him in the footage.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's Peepsho on the mic. He
introduced all of us. Yeah, he was on and he did in a post office uniform too.
Oh shit!
Oh, true. I remember that from work. Straight from work.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to be a letter carrier, and I literally went there straight from work. No time to shower, none of that. Yeah.
Respect, bro.
Good time.
Okay, I got a question. So, you guys were all like amazing soloists, but coming together as a group, I'm sure it felt more exciting than just doing the shit on your own, right? But what would you say is the best part of being in that group? Like, when did it all turn around and you saying, yo, this is fucking sick, like we're doing this as a group now? What was the best part of being a group?
I would say for me, it's how everything just happens. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, like, not to be cheesy, but call it magic or whatever. It just happens. It's a trip. we just go with it. Like it's even got to the point where we don't even question it. Just say fuck it. It's meant to be.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's kind of like effortless, man. Like, you know what I mean? We kind of we get in the same room and shit happens. Like, we're not there to like show off technically. Like, we're all on the same page musically. You know what I mean? And that's kind of rare, to find. You know what I mean? So yeah, when we get into the studio, like, shit just pours out. You know what I mean? It's kind of like effortlessly. That's the only way to describe it.
We speak the same language. When we get together, we rarely ever cut.
No, we rarely. Yeah, it's funny because people always ask, like, "Oh, you guys must cut all the time." I'm like, dude, we never like session.
But we share the same abilities in creating music. We know each other's strengths. There's a trust there, and yeah, it happens. It happens naturally, instinctively. Nothing's really forced. So.
I have a sidebar question then. What do you guys do when you do get together then?
Oh, it's purely just like musical ideas. Yeah, it's just really like a lot of us will have ideas like sketches in mind. Like, oh man, like I'm sure like Pete will kill it on the drums here. Like Dave would kill it on like a melody here. And then all of a sudden, you got band members. You're like, oh, like wow, now I could like form like Voltron, and we got band members to really perform this stuff and record it. Because it's like when you record by yourself, that's an experience in itself, right? But when you record with another person, they're gonna even take a sample that you thought of and flip it totally different, to how you may have heard it in your head, right? So like Dave is putting his voice on whatever maybe sample I think that would sound good over this track, or Mike is going to put his voice on it. So it's like, even though we come together with possible ideas or sketches, everyone's like flavor is still going to translate on it, which is cool, because we all sound unique in our own way. But yeah, that's really, it's mainly musical ideas and just grabbing food.
So who initiated the first sesh? Like how did everybody come together?
I think it was mutual, but we recorded at Dave's because Dave's studio could facilitate all four of us being in one room. So that was like the first place we recorded, and we didn't even think it was going to be like a Vegas album, but it ended up being like the 545 like recorded in the Vegas album. And then I think that at that point we were like, oh, maybe we could record different destinations, like
brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah, like get inspired, different places. So, but yeah, I think it was mutual. I don't think it was like forced upon by anyone. I think we're again, out in Abu Dhabi, we're like, damn, it seems natural. So yeah, we should just record something when we get back, you know?
I think when we remove ourselves from our daily grind, just our daily existence, and go somewhere new for all of us, that's where the magic happens, you know? There's where it's total immersion when we get together.
Yeah.
It's
All that stuff. Have any crazy stories from that session? Or what?
All the time. It's like, you know, once every 1 year, 2 years. And during that 1 or 2 years, we're digging for samples. We're like, when I get together, I was like, fuck, I got all these records. And
Yeah, Mike got hella records.
Each of us are just like gathering, and we just can't wait to like share these sounds.
Just loading up, right? Loading up your clip when you next hang.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. That's pretty much like, as they say, half the battle right there. Just digging, man. Just getting all them sounds. Like if we didn't have no sounds, there'd be no albums. There'd be nothing. And going back to what Glenn was saying, as far as regarding the first 545 album, I think us naming songs on the first album was related to our Vegas trip. So that kind of set off the other albums, because pretty much every song is like an experience from our trip.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's a little
do you guys
Easter egg
find
right
it
there for you?
Do you guys find it like I felt it, but like, did you guys feel like the progression changes every single time when you guys link up in a different spot? Like whatever you felt
Absolutely.
in Las Vegas, and then whatever you guys felt, you know, in Bangkok, like, was it different, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like it seems like every time for each album, like at least 1 or 2 ideas were like thought of beforehand, and we executed, and the outcome was what we wanted, and everything else is just us flowing, just creating. In my opinion, I feel like we've gotten better every time. Every album, we've gotten better. I feel so.
Workflow wise, or are you guys feeling, is it like you guys are getting better at working together, or is it more like
we kind of contain ourselves as, you know, each album's, you know, we just pour. We just like, because like within each album, like say for example, the one we did in Thailand is like what, 9 songs. Like we did like actually like 20 sketches.
Sheesh.
And then like
We had
then
a lot of material.
yeah, and then Hawaii, I don't remember how many songs those were. Maybe like 9 or 10, and we did like 30 sketches.
Damn.
And then San Diego, I don't even know how many we did. Like we every time we do more and more and more. Like we could literally do like release like 5 albums if we wanted to.
Any chance of a revisit where you would go back to the old sketches and maybe put out a bonus album?
Yeah, we talked about that. I think so. I think it's. I mean, I've a lot of the sketches from Thailand, so it's like kind of revisiting some of those sessions for the upcoming show in SF here. Like, it's like, oh shit, I didn't remember that, and then you're like, oh, that still sounds tight. You know, like we should probably do something more with that. But yeah, I mean, I think we were talking about maybe doing like a B-sides kind of album of all this stuff that we haven't really released yet. Yeah, no, that's definitely a possibility.
That's dope, man. Yo, so you guys, when you guys meet up, I guess you guys don't see each other every single day, whatever. You guys are coming, flying in, seeing each other. You guys have any like wild stories, like when you guys are session together?
Not really, because like whenever we get together, we just locked in. As far as it's like just recording, like we might see some shit, but like
maybe some shit we don't want to talk about.
Yeah. Or you know, or just like you just had to be there. But mostly it's just like we're just locked in and eating and recording, and yeah, I can't think of anything. It's good. Can you?
You guys mentioned about eating so many times, but you guys eating, man, shit.
Oh, bro, like if you watch the video, man, in Thailand, they're talking with the fish, and they're, you know, it's all about the fish. So what is it? What was it about the fish?
Oh, the fried sea bass, man.
Yeah.
With the green sauce.
The green sauce. Yeah, it's something, I don't know. I don't know what's in that sauce, man. But That shit hit every
Crack.
time.
Every time.
Yeah. So, like that's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's always cool to like fuck around and like, I don't know, maybe do stuff in the city or you're in, but we try to make sure we're locked in.
Yeah.
Like, we're older now, right? Like, we want to make sure we take advantage of our time and, because that's the thing about like the music that we make now. It's like, like for me, this is not like my day job, right? So it's more passion project for me now. Like before there used to be like the stress of having to live off of it and that pressure. Now it's just like, well, if I don't like that song, I don't got to put it out. Like, like if we like it, we could let it rock. So that's what I appreciate now about the experience. It's more like passion projects, spending quality time with friends, yeah, I mean, ultimately it's like, we wouldn't be working on music if we weren't friends for 20 years, right? So it's like you're just kicking it with friends and shooting the shit and working on music. And yeah, I mean, who knows, if we blow up some licensing deal, then maybe we could fuck around and
There you go.
Who knows?
Yeah, I wanted to pivot and kind of talk more on the recording process, because I mean, each of you guys have like, I've seen you guys on a solo tip. You guys can create music and whatnot. So when it comes to coming together and sessioning, I know you guys were talking about you pre-planned some of it, but it's like, what do you guys come out with? Like one person's like, all right, I'm gonna do drums here, or it's just like, does it start with like a certain sound first? Does someone initiate a sound like, this is what I got, and did you guys just kind of start messing around with that? Like how do you guys like start building your process?
Dave, you want to take it?
I mean, to be honest, it's not really pre-planned. Like I might have sounds in mind, you know what I mean? But when we get into the same room, we just jam pretty much, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter who has what, we just go. Like, someone's gonna start it off with some kind of melody. Someone will jump on because they get inspired and they'll have drums in mind, and then we'll just go. And if it sounds good, we'll be like, all right, let's fucking record that. You know what I mean? Let's track that one out. You know what I mean? And we'll just keep doing it, and we're not gonna really dwell on one sketch too long. Like we're gonna keep it moving. In one day, we might have 6 or 7 different like sketch ideas. You know what I mean? Usually towards, the second or third day, we'll kind of revisit everything and be like, all right, that one's a banger right there. We gotta do that one. Let's clean that one up. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's go back to that. Let's re-record that. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's record the sounds that we're using so we could build a kit so that we don't lose, you know what I mean, and wear out the records or whatever. So at least that's kind of my workflow of it. You know what I mean? That shit's been working for us, you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's pretty much how it's been. I mean, in San Diego for the upcoming album, we had this one massive jam session. It was like 40 minutes. We just blacked out.
It's just like press record, and we're like live spitballing, Like
yeah.
If someone will come out, Glenn will come out with just freaking a sample. People add onto it. If people aren't adding onto it, we move on. But we don't say, hey, let's move on. Someone else will just come up with a more interesting sample. And once all of us lock in, then we see how far we can take it. Nothing is lasting forever. It's like, all right, let's move on.
Yeah. Unless it's like real hot, like you
like
kind of feel like a lull. Like we won't talk, because we're all facing like different directions maybe, but you'll feel like this lull, and you're like, someone will take it in a different direction maybe.
It's an exercise in listening and conversating with sound.
Yeah, I could see that, because I mean, I did the DMC, and like, we start with like a track, and we just try messing with it, and we just kind of build off it. So I could kind of understand like you guys' process of building a track. But like, if you guys sketch for so long, it's like, do you guys go back and revisit and be like, all right, which one is the one that we want to build on? Is that how you guys decide like which tracks would you guys pretty much build more than others per se?
Yeah, like off that jam session, let's say 40 minutes, then we'll kind of listen to it. I mean, it's interesting because like we almost contemplated like putting it out just by itself, because it could have rocked by itself as like a very like long experience, like a listening experience. It was like 35-40 minutes, but then I think from that we grabbed like pieces of it and worked on it, more in depth and made those tracks. So usually it kind of works in that direction where, there could be like this one section, you're like, oh, that 8-bar loop right there, let's like build from that. That could be like the main kind of theme of the track, and then let's build like an intro, B section, and outro, from there. But again, it's like, yeah, like Dave was saying, it all happens differently. It could be like melody, it could be a drum break being flipped, or it could be bass line, and then it's just really up to the listener to figure out what key it's in. That's one of the hardest things. It's like, you have records, but then you're kind of flipping through samples and trying to figure out if it's in the same key. That's it, musician's art in itself, right? So but yeah, I don't think there's like one set way we record. I mean, we all use Ableton, but that makes it a lot easier to edit in. But yeah, there's no like start with drums and go from there.
Nice. So how do you guys decide who's actually going to do the editing then for you guys? After you guys record a track and everything like that, who ends up like, doing the mastering or like any of that, the sound engineering stuff to it?
I think we all kind of partake in it. Like I'll maybe come up with an arrangement. I'm like one of the worst at arranging. So I'm like, oh, I'll hand it over to like Mike or Dave or Peep, and they're like, yo, hey, Peep this arrangement. And like those guys are better at like doing mutes than I am. For me, I'll just like let something rock out for too long, and so, and then they'll do like let's say their version of it, right. And it's almost like I heard like Pharrell and Chad used to do that, where they'd have Pro Tools sessions and like 4 minutes of each track instrument, and they would go into the editing room, the studio, and they would just mute out where they'd want like the arrangement to form, and then like another person, like then Pharrell would go in and do his arrangement. So it's almost like that, where it's like, oh, I'll come up with an arrangement, save it in Ableton, put it on Dropbox, Mike will take a listen to it, he'll come up with his arrangement, and then we'll kind of just like come together and agree on like one of them. Mastering wise, EPROM has been doing all our mastering out of Poland. So just to get that kind of consistent knock out of all the albums.
Now, do all you guys rock Ableton? Is that how you guys pollinate all the?
Yeah. We're pretty much all Ableton.
You rock Ableton, or are you?
Or Peep's on.
I'm on old school Cool Edit.
No way! Let's go. Yeah. Actually, that's crazy.
That's what's up.
Cool Edit's the shit, man.
Let's go.
Cool Edit.
27 years, still on that shit.
It's not broke. Don't fix it.
But we'll bounce down waves, and then give them the peak.
Yeah.
But I do have Ableton, but when it comes, the only time I use Ableton is for 5for5 projects, and the only time I ever use it is just to record onto it. So it's all saved and already up in Dropbox, ready for them to fuck with.
Nice.
That's the only time I ever use Ableton.
Hey Pete,
it's too much for me. Too much to navigate through that for me.
Hey Pete, I had a question for you. Since you use Cool Edit, do you remember who Peter Quisgard is?
Dude, do you want the code? I still have it.
Is it still on? Is it still popping?
It works. I'll send you the crack. I have it saved on all my hard drives just in case, because you never know.
Shout out to that guy, man. MVP for everybody's like free versions.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, it's Peter Quisgard, and I'm trying to think because the laptop I use is Windows 10, and it works on Windows 10. So the test is to see if it works on Windows 11. So that's the next test.
So you guys recorded a handful of albums already. So what would you guys say? What would you guys say changed what evolved from the first recording session? Did anything change? Because you guys said you guys gotten better. So what would be something better, I guess you would say, from the initial recording all the way up to now?
I think for me, kind of listening to the sessions, as we come up on rehearsal, is more texture. Like it's just gotten a lot more layers almost like you need more band members to perform it live, which is going to be, that's kind of the toughest thing that stemming out these tracks for our performance in San Francisco. It's like you almost have to like double stack, triple stack some sounds because there's only 4 of us performing. So definitely, like, I feel like it's more texture, and also even arrangements. I think arrangements have gotten more elaborate, just kind of just more of a journey versus like like intro, chorus, first chorus. And it's like from our first album we had a track with it's like drumless, like, so we always kind of like not like we don't do it on purpose, but we end up doing a track that's like almost drumless, like all every album.
Wow.
And that's that's a, and each drumless track has become more textured and in depth too. So I think your ear becomes mature over time. Of course your editing skills and turntable skills have become mature over time. So age like fine wine.
Hey fellas, let me ask you guys this question. All right, this is a serious question. Do you guys think a DMC battle is ready for music like 545? Like if an actual group entered a battle and was musical, would the DMC battle be ready for that type of shit?
You're saying if there was a category like composing?
Yeah, because there used to be like a team category.
Right. Man, I'm sorry to say.
But no one really came musical. It was always kind of the opposite, right? It was always more.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry to say, but like I think it's just gonna go over a lot of mainstream guys' heads. It's like you really have to be open-minded for this, or really into like actually doing music as like a producer of some sort, or to understand this. But I mean, if we don't do it, or as a collective, if we don't do it, it's never gonna happen. You know what I mean? But for now, people will be like, yo, man, their mentality right now is that the whole TikTok movement kind of thing. It's like, yo, if I don't see it before, like it's fucking it sucks. You know what I mean? But like if we keep doing it, and people will start, there's old heads like us, or even new heads who are into this, it'll spread out like wildfire. But like at the moment, I don't think they're gonna catch on real quick though.
Yeah, I wanted to add on that. Like, it's just like when you try to break out a new song, it'll go over their heads like until they probably heard it on the radio, and it's like it's the common thing that you hear now, so you've learned to accept it. So like if we were to bring like 545 type of style in the DMC, it's hard to say if it would work or it wouldn't work, just because it's like we kind of seen what the standard kind of was been set as,
right? And
it's like, I mean, I guess executed well, I'm sure it could definitely like it could win. I guess it depends on like who you're going against, because like when I did the teams in like 2013, like was it 9 o'clock, those guys, they won, and they went more on like a more composition type of routine, right? Where it was like they flipped no scrubs. So it's kind of like it's almost like future bass mixed with like trappy type drums and all that. I think it's doable. So I guess it just depends on the style and what really, I guess depends too on the judges, because that also makes a difference in like how they choose the winner. It's like you want something more aggressive or you want something more melodic. It's really hard to say. It's almost like if you judge a scratch battle, it's like you want someone more funky or someone more aggressive. But to be accepted, I think it's doable though.
Yeah, my bad. I was thinking that this was a question about if you guys created like a composed category. Are you talking about like guys entering the battles doing 545 style? Was that?
I mean, just using this lane, this DMC lane as an outlet for music, because isn't that the actual goal? Like, you know what I mean? Like I know there's standards and all that, but it's like I just feel like it's in this box, and it's been in this box for like how many years now? You know what I mean? And people are scared to go outside of that box.
What are you saying, D?
You know what I mean?
Dave, what are you saying? Are you running this next year? Is this what's going on? If it is, it's gonna work. Definitely, it's gonna work.
No, I'm just saying it's like frustrating, because you know what I mean. Like for us, for like 545, we've been doing this for since way back, and it's like I keep thinking like, all right, this is going to inspire a new generation who's going to take this further. And it's been, 20 plus years, and it's like, damn, I still haven't seen anyone that's really taking it, you know what I mean? And just, you know what I mean, carrying the torch, it's weird, man. I don't know.
In a way.
Yeah, I think the closest musically, like DMC wise, was like C2C, right? They're very musical with their routines, and
Birdie Nam Nam.
Birdie Nam Nam as well. Like yeah, both of them like did well, like even commercially, with their music. So, but yeah, I think we all. That's a conversation that we have a lot when we link up. Like, damn, anyone killing it on the like turntable music? And it's like, nah, not really. Like, I don't know, Like, I mean, there's guys who are like cut and paste. They're they put out dope stuff, Cymatic, and but a lot of that stuff is produced also, right? So, but it's not many people just doing like straight turntable music, scratch music. But yeah, that's. Thanks for bringing that up, Dave. That's always a question that we kind of wonder, like, hey, would this kind of like how the crowd react to this? Would they just throw water bottles and stuff like?
Personally, personally, I think it needs to be in a whole different. I mean, not to say DMCs, but it has to be a different avenue, I guess, like a whole different company running it, maybe. But
I think it would be dope though if there was a straight composition battle though.
Definitely.
Just
yeah.
That's
Or
how
even
you
like but that's the thing. It's like, are you making music to battle? So it's like even like a composition showcase.
There you go.
Even something.
There
like,
you go. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Like, I mean, that's one of the reasons I got out of battling. Like 2000. It's like I was like, all right. I entered a battle. It was like DMC. It was like New York, and it was outdoors. And it was windy, and then I think mid-set, it was like on the water, like South Street Seaport. It was like a boat, like in the middle of my set, and I was like,
you got your own air horn.
Yeah, dude. I was like, so I'm working my ass off to like perfect this routine for 6 minutes, and then that happens. Like, I could be working on an album. Like, what am I doing here?
Actually,
not to take anything away from guys who are committed to it, like. DMCs and ITFs, I did it, and like it's a commitment.
Actually,
but it's tough having those variables like against you, like a needle flying up or things like that. It's like you press one wrong button on a cue point, and that's it. Your routine is screwed, and you can't really recover. Like I think like that, it's tough, and you think a lot of the guys who are big musically that are DJs didn't really battle. Like you got Shadow. Wallow I think battled a little bit, but you got guys like those like who are not necessarily, they're not battle DJs, but they're successful musically. So for me, I was like, nah. At that point, I knew battling wasn't the direction I needed to pursue anymore.
Actually, your quote at Bastard Language Tour on that DVD, you saying like, hey, man, I've been practicing like how many, like for a full year for a 6-minute routine, and I could just be musical, create music with that, like, and that resonated with me for as soon as I heard that, I was like, man, he's so right. Like, you can focus on other things to be more productive over this 6-minute battle routine, Yeah. And you get to use it only once or twice, exactly what you're saying. ITF or DMC?
Once or twice a year. Yeah, DMC, ITF at the time, right? Or like, what is it now? DMC, IDA, maybe, or... But also, it's not... Music isn't for everyone, right? Like, we're in the ADD kind of, like, generation now. So, not everyone has the ability to sit down and, like, listen to a sample for, like, 15, 20 minutes and figure out, how do I want to flip this? Like, it's like a TikTok generation, right? They wanted these short... amazing moments that they want, So I mean, I don't think it's music. It's for everyone. You sometimes you could tell also, like, not everyone has like pitch. They can't hear pitch, as well. So I mean, I think there's just a lot that goes into kind of like DMCs and battling versus scratch music and what we do, but we're always curious, like, how can we meld those, to get a broader audience, right? Because ultimately we all want, like, an audience, whether we're battling or we're performing. Yeah, I mean, and that's why, like, I mean, the SF show for me, it's exciting. Like, yeah, I'm getting anxious. Like, I mean, we meet up in Vegas, and it's the first time we're performing together as 545. So, that's like, yeah, I think that's when you ask the question, like, what's the kind of best moment that you guys had as 545, I'm probably sure this is going to be it, because it's like the first time we're performing, collectively, like you've seen us like do sketches from the Thailand promo videos like together, but we're actually like performing a show, which is a trip, because we put out 4 albums and we haven't performed live, so it's kind of a trip. But
Yo, just real quick though, I would like to proffer that don't y'all find that, and it's for everyone, but don't y'all find that through that nature of competition, like it pushes the art forward, right? Like, I know that some of my best, or some of the dopest things that I came up with just to me was under the pressure of, right? Because that's part of what makes us all special, I think, is being able to perform on command. Not everyone can do that. And not that I'm trying to separate it, it's just that through that competition, through that competitive edge, I felt like turntablism was definitely pushed forward in a lot of ways, for just the sheer fact of having to create on command or under pressure. I don't know, I just posed that question. Like, D, I think that's what you were saying, is like, how are we getting it to go forward? So would a composition battle push the composition art forward, possibly? That's how I understood it.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like there should be a balance, because you got technical skill and then you got musicality skill, and it's just heavily 90% of battling is about technical skill and speed. You know what I mean? And people are forgetting about the musical side. And so if someone was to come with both,
right,
that's fucking dangerous, right?
Yeah, it's flavor. It's flavor and skill, brother.
Right. And I mean, that's the goal, right? Is to use this as a musical instrument. I just feel like, we've shown how much we can do, you know what I mean? Cutting up, you know what I mean? Phrases and sounds and all that. But shit, I mean, there's way more other possibilities, you know what I mean?
And then, like, that could be something that could be talked about ahead of time, because Ray mentioned, how do you judge, right? How do you judge that? I think that would be a key metric in the actual judging, is the judging would have to rely way more on musicality. Not that technical would not be a part of it, right? There's obviously plenty of technical involved in turntable composition, but musicality would have to be highly rated, or scored in that competition. Just some thoughts,
When I create, I'm not thinking about judges. I'm not thinking about time limits. I'm not thinking about rules.
Right.
I'm letting it flow. And maybe DMC is not the avenue for us, or maybe it won't fly for it. Maybe the type of music we make cannot thrive in DMC.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe, bringing back to our San Francisco show, it's not a battle. It's not a battle crowd. It's not even a hip hop crowd. It's a forward-thinking electronic music crowd, ambient crowd, which I feel like our music falls into. We execute it with turntables, but we're executing our ideas out without having to move through that maze of all the rules.
Yeah. The box, right? The box that it gets put in of, 6 minutes this or a minute and a half this, and you have to juggle, you have to drum scratch, you have to use phrases, you have to do it highly technical. Yeah, I see what you're saying. If
that's the case, do you think there should be a small, not small, but a different category? I guess that's the word I'm saying. Like, instead of saying be juggling and here's cutting and here's teams, what can there be a teams that has composition? You know what I mean? What can there be? Are you asking that, D, or just are you just asking how we feel about like composition in general?
I'm just trying to push buttons, man.
You did it though.
Yeah,
Like Glenn
You
said,
did it. You did it.
like this is stuff we always talk about. You know what I mean? But I was just curious where your guys' heads were.
Yeah.
at.
Not this, because I think about that shit daily,
All
man.
the time. We talk
It
about
should
we
be,
do
like-
we do always talk about this shit like on our calls or when we're together too. We're like, yo, I mean, when we were watching the DMCs, it's like, you know, we're doing the live show or live watch thing, and then we're like, man, I don't know, you know, just like it's all the same shit. Really, it's all go 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 and no funk or no soul in a way, you know. But it is what it is. But
You know what? I don't feel like your music is for a battle. It's for a showcase, like what you've mentioned. And I feel like if you're gonna perform it for DMC, it should be recognized as like extending the craft. Like, sure, there's battles and what you could do with the turntable, treating it as an instrument, not the way people see it as like a battle tool. But when you treat it as an instrument, it becomes something totally different. And I think if you presented that to DMC in a way that, yeah, like it doesn't have to be about battling. It could be just taking all these talents, what you could do on a turntable, bringing it all together in one and forming something different. And that's something unique. That's something that people will inspire to. Like they'll want to create like what you've done, because like it's just another category of music.
no, I agree.
You have all these like instruments.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
crazy.
agree with you. Like if you do it, let's say at a DMC platform, doing that, it'd be like, guess what? You guys can do this too with it. You know, like this is what you can do with your turntables too, in a way.
Like to Gumbeaux was saying, like do you know, you have to decide, are you using the turntable as a medium to elevate the art form, or using it to express yourself, right? So
They
there's
could
those are two different avenues, kind of. Like, yeah, they kind of intertwine as well,
Right.
because, you know, technically you are expressing yourself. But I think like if I'm making music, I'm not saying like, oh, I gotta bust like a chirp flare, you know, 3-click here, you know, just because, like, you know, that's not really that's not my intention, right? My intention is to make something musical that is honest to me, right? Like, you know, like you want to make honest music, like, you know, like I think I was hearing like an Alchemist interview, like, and he's talking about like, how do you know a track is done, and you just, when you could just honestly, you know, just be okay with it, like when it's like an honest track, and you know it's already like that time to kind of pull away from it, because you could always be a tinkerer, right? You could always be tinkering around with routines, tinkering around with songs. Yeah, like there's got to be a point where you just like, all right, I'm satisfied.
This is done.
Yeah, and this is what I want to share, right? Because I'm sure we all have like music or like routines that we are, you know, we do in our bedrooms, but we haven't shared, right? So it's like there's gonna be a point where you just want to share it.
Do you think we have reached? This is for y'all. Do you think we have reached? Have we gone as far as we can go with battling per se? Like, I'm sure y'all have seen it, guys. Like, it's the same over and over. Like, I mean, they introduced the kind of the juggled drumming in the last few years. Like, that's cool. But I'm talking about like, it's, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I love it. I do. But it's gotten so repetitive in the sense of, like you said, do this phrase and do this juggle and do this drum scratch, right? Do you think we have reached our pinnacle there, and we would be better served as a community heading towards, you know, honest, not that battling's not honest, but heading towards more that honest music mindset?
I mean, honestly, like I didn't even watch DMC Worlds, so I can't even give you a take on what I think. I don't know, Dave, you were there, so I don't know if you want to talk about it.
I mean, yeah, there's so many dope, you know, DJs, and they're all bringing new, fresh stuff, you know, and I love that they use technology, you know what I mean? You know, flipping with the cue points and all that. That a lot of that stuff goes way over my head just because I'm not even on that level, you know what I mean? But to be honest, I got to the battle a little bit late, and then I was running around because I was you know, saying what's up to people and this and that. So I only got to really watch the the Scratch battle because I actually judged that one, but I miss all the other stuff.
Just going based from what I've seen, it's probably not even that much. You know, we're at a certain point with the technology we're working at right now. I think we could go a little bit more. I don't think anyone's really dove deep into the technology that's out right now. They just, you know, they see it for as what it is, which is fine. But you know, there's probably some other shit like within the program that we don't even know that could be on some ill ass shit. And
yeah, I think like wasn't like IDA doing a category where you could use like other external controllers and like loopers and stuff? I feel
yeah, they had a whole category for that. Yeah, people using drum machines and all that stuff too. Yeah, keyboards.
I mean, yeah, that might be more interesting. I mean, definitely not, you know, DMC, you know, kind of keeping it pure. But I mean, I would say if we're talking about just purely maybe elevating the art form and performances, like, yeah, that might be another way of going about it. Like using loopers, using controllers. Like, I mean, seeing stuff that like Kipski does with, you know, like MIDI and like that. I mean, that stuff is crazy. So it's like, I would think like that might be a little bit of a different direction, but I would say, yeah, that would probably be elevating things a little bit more. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but in '92, DMC actually allowed you to use samplers, drum machines, keyboards, and shit.
No, I didn't know that.
92.
Yeah, J-Rock and Curse, they entered and they were using like a big ass sampler keyboard and yeah, I want to say this was '92. So there's got to be video of this somewhere.
That's very cool.
So there's a year that they stopped allowing it, or
yeah, then they stopped it for some reason. But yeah, '92.
Well, and speaking of gear and kind of keeping it, you know, pushing, what's the typical studio setup when you guys record like as a 4 turntablist unit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much like Ableton, like either one of us will run Ableton as the main recording laptops, and then Mike has a Zoom audio interface that we record into. So that mixer turntables. I mean, I have an F1 controller just for like additional like cue point triggering. So that's kind of my main setup. I know Mike has external gear that he uses as well.
Is there like a leader? Like, is there a captain of like, you know, how do y'all decide who's running which setup or the gear?
No, I mean, I usually do the recording because I'm kind of like, maybe I've used Ableton the longest, so I'm a little bit more comfortable kind of just running the recording sessions itself. But no, as far as gear, yeah, it all depends. You know, I could be using like S9, or I could be using now Z2 with Serato, or
yeah, I think Glenn's being humble, but he's pretty much an Ableton wizard.
Right.
Really,
there it is.
There
it is. There it is. Man's being humble. And then D, in our last podcast, you was talking to us about Skratcher kits, like and things like that. How do you guys sync or record or like layer the performances? Is it done live, or do y'all stemming it out? Like, is it kind of a mixture of both?
Yeah, we're kind of going through that right now. Glenn's been taking the lead on that, and you know, taking our stems and making kits for like, you know, the drums, for the melodies, for the bass lines, etc. But yeah, we're still trying to dial all that in right now, actually.
But what's the balance between technique and composition in 545's music? Like, I know we just kind of alluded to technical being scored higher and things like that, but like balance wise,
I mean, for me, I don't think like I don't think like technique is really like technique in terms of like technical scratch skills.
Yeah, I would say just like if the balance between those two things, like the technique and the composition.
I think like the sound that you're trying to achieve dictates that. So like if, you know, you may be doing a certain scratch technique to achieve a certain like texture for a sample that you're flipping, but it's not like I said earlier, it's not like I'm trying to do a certain like scratch at this moment in time. You know, it's more of a, hey, what do I want the sound or sample to sound like? And then, well, does this scratch dictate that, or, you know, create that result? then okay, I guess I'll do it. And if it happens to be something technical, then yeah. If it happens to be something basic, it's fine. Yeah, you know, I don't think there's any like egos when you're making music. You know, like, I mean, there's like even with scratching, like I remember like, you know, scratchers would say that they're soul scratchers, right? They're guys who are like musical and they're shredders. And we're in like the shredders kind of era. Like it's just like nonstop like pounding of combos, you know, lack of air, and it's almost, you know, what the thing is, what's weird is that what makes sense too is as younger generations learn it, it's more muscle memory, right? So it's almost like up, down, left, right, BA, start, right? So it's almost like, you know, you're doing these like things that are just become instinctive to you, but you don't really understand like necessarily maybe the musicality behind it. Like you know it results in a texture or a pattern, but it's muscle memory, right? So it's almost like a video game. But you know, I think as you get older, your becomes more mature, your sound becomes more mature as well, right? Like, I mean, of course, like during the times I was battling, I'm trying to perfect like a technique, and then you're trying to have that technique just become natural so that you could have it within flow, right? But yeah, I don't think like technicality is really like a first thought in creating a track or something like that. Yeah.
To build on that, are there any like scratch techniques or sound design tricks, maybe in Ableton, or like templates or anything like that that were invented during the sessions? So something that was unique to just 545?
Nope. No, we just record.
No.
We just record. Yeah, like it'll be usually it all starts off like, hey Dave, what you got? I don't know. Hey Mike, what you got? Hey Glenn, what you
Gumbeaux,
got?
you're trying to get you're trying to ask about if there's like tour vinyl coming out, or
Yeah.
Speaking of, yeah.
You got me. No, but like I love Ableton too. So do you have like pre-built template success? Do you have like none of that, huh?
No, I mean, we have a template where it's just like each of us has a audio track already, you know, so I'll open up a new session. You don't have to create like, you know, Command T every like 3 new tracks for everybody. It's already like routed to the audio interface. So kind of just like quick stuff like that. I may have like a pre-EQ mastering, like a chain within each track, but nothing like EQ.
We were using the take. The take
feature added in. Yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
Like, if we came across like a good hook, just take multiple takes. And we
take that.
Yeah.
And then lastly, how do you guys maintain a live improvisational energy, even in a studio controlled setting? Is it, you kind of mentioned this, Pete, you guys just kind of start from right here, or is there a method to the madness?
No, not at all. We just pretty much just go. And also like what's very key and how we record is that we just somehow are in key. Like, say for example, like Mike will fuck with the sound, like, hey, stick with that, and then just maybe like a few seconds later, someone's gonna have something like ready to go on top of it that's in key already. Pretty much like that's like from what I feel, you know, from just observing, like that's our main focus. Like we just find the sounds that are in key and just happen to be like magically in the same chord progression, and we just go from there. Yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah, scratching is not crazy technical wise, but I think our personal swing does come out when we are throwing in samples. Like Glenn has a certain way of, you know, or D have a certain way of throwing the sample in. You can tell who it is.
Sorry, I mean, kind of divert, but like, like watching that basement cut session at D's at the bonus scratch session, that is the scratch session of all scratch sessions, bro. Like, man, like all your guys' styles came out. I'm like, this fucking like, Mike, your transforms are ridiculous, man. And then and then friggin' X's is like 2 clicks, and then obviously D and his funky flow. Man, like you guys like are so different, but also so like alike at the same time. It's so crazy. Yeah.
Wait, where was this at? Where?
This is the bonus footage of the Skratch session at
Bastard Language Tour.
Bastard Language.
Oh, Bastard Lane.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bastard Lane. Yo, that was like I was saying, man. This is the Skratch session of all Skratch sessions.
I studied that session, man.
I
I think
did.
that was when you did a boomerang, I think. And no one really knew it yet back in like 04. And so like I remember seeing that DVD and I was like, my friend was like, yo, that's it right there. And I was like watching that part over and over. And I was like, fuck.
Dude.
I don't even remember that. That's great.
Yeah, it was so long ago.
Dude.
I mean, that's the thing about scratching is like, I tell people like, I mean, hey, you'll probably out scratch me nowadays. Like, I don't really, I'm not killing, like, I'm not practicing 6 hours like I used to back in the day. But like, hey, do you want to work on music? And then they'll freeze, like, so like everyone has their strengths and, everyone has like, weaknesses as well. But I think like, I mean, for me, that's where I am at this point. Like, I'd rather work on music, have people listen to it, versus, I mean, I like connecting with DJs. Like I was saying earlier, like connecting with the guys out here in Orlando has been cool. But at the same time, it's like, I think one of the first questions I asked them was like, hey, you guys work on music? Because ultimately, like, that's what kind of interests me more than just scratching. But yeah.
So obviously you guys have great chemistry together and known each other for over 20 years. What kind of things have you learned from each other over the years of just collaborating? What's something you learn about each other?
Do you guys fight? Like,
Right,
Like fist
that was-
fight verbally? I don't know.
We fight over the last piece of food. But it's always like, you gonna eat that? You gonna eat that? You gonna eat that? And then it gets to the point like,
Yeah.
and so
Like, yeah, what spots to hit up? Maybe, I don't know. No. I mean, I think like Mike has some obscure samples. Like Mike's a digger, right? And so, like, I think, like I'll always like chime into Mike, like, hey man, like, what record did you pull out, or what are you bringing out, for recording this, this album? And it's like it's like the first record he'll put on. I'm like, damn, it's fucking heat, man. Like, so it makes you kind of want to step up your game in terms of like finding samples and digging as well. But yeah, I don't think I've learned like anything specific. I think it's just like just like I said earlier, I think we just got more mature over time. Like our ear got more mature, and I think maybe we got a little bit more. We let our inhibitions kind of to the side, right? I think maybe when we recorded our first album, maybe it was a little bit more easier on the ear than maybe like some of the more newer albums that are a little bit more obscure, right? So, but I think that's cool because like that means that we're growing musically and we're not afraid to just experiment with different shit. So, but yeah, I mean that's kind of my take. Like I don't think I've just something specific. I think just you gradually just learn things over time and it just becomes kind of second nature.
I got a question for Mike real quick. That track, Listen, that organ part, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I got that. I got that on wax because I collect like random sounds too.
Dick Hyman?
I'm like, I think that was the name, but it was like a bunch of organs and shit.
Yeah, it's Dick Hyman.
Yeah, and I was like, this is fucking it. What the fuck? Because I fucking turned it down, the speed, the pitch. I was like, oh fuck, this is it, dude. Because it was like dun 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 dun. I'm like, this is fucking brilliant, dude. Some genius ass shit.
How much is that on the Discogs?
Oh yeah.
$5.
But you gotta put like as sampled by like Sketchbook. Listen, you gotta put net. Maybe it'll go up in price.
Oh man, that was such a fuck. I listened to that track like almost every other week, man.
I got one more question. What advice would you give to other Skratch DJs that are trying to collaborate seriously as musicians?
just explore. Just see what frequencies and sounds, that hit you. Dig as much as you can, because that's the main battle right there. Just digging, just finding all them sounds.
Listen to as much music as you can. Yeah.
Listen to
all
as much
styles of
music as you can. That's
That
true
too.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, just be open. Just be open, because some random ass shit, that might sound whack. I mean, if you just figure out a way to flip it, it becomes you and it becomes dope. Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, same thing. Like, listen to all types of music. Like, I'm pretty sure we all grew up listening to different types of music. Like my dad raised me on like jazz and classical and Filipino OPM songs, and so it's like for me, it's like the wackest song could have something that's worthy, right? It could be like a hi-hat, a snare, even it's like the worst song ever. So never like discard anything, because there's always something there that you could flip in certain ways. But yeah, I think that's pretty, like people saying, be open, like don't pigeonhole yourself to maybe just battling or maybe just spinning one genre of music. Kind of embrace the entire DJ culture, right? Like if we're talking about like culture and technicality, you gotta embrace all of it. So just kind of be open to it.
You know what you do good. You know what you don't do so good. Lean into your strengths and try and find people that will give you balance and contribute what you can't do so good. Yeah, just lean into what you do good. Lean into your strengths. It would be strength and instinct.
So true.
It's a life lesson right there, man. That's
That is. That is, man. That's true.
right here. I felt that right here.
I know it's true.
Sick. So what's next for 545, guys?
So yeah, I mean, pretty much like the show, November 15th. What time's the show, Mike? At Gray Area?
Yeah, it's a nighttime show. Doors open at 7. We'll probably go on like around 10. But
yeah,
it's a smart box.
Yeah, tickets. So Mike is re-releasing his album. Mike, when did you put out Dunhill?
Yeah, I'm releasing this album right here.
Oh, we got the wax.
Let's
Sneak peek.
go.
Oh,
Let's
there you
go.
It's 20-year anniversary.
Dunhill's your own committee.
Yeah, just re-releasing that. It's been 20 years. It's never been on wax. When I first released it back 20 years ago, I actually made a show vinyl for it. This thing right here. When I was working Dollar Bin
is that
Quintet.
1 of 1?
No, it was like 1 of 20.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know what to do back then. I didn't know how to organize a show or, let alone like compose it for the whole group.
Yeah.
But times went on and I learned a few things, and this is a good time to get these guys together to come up. Like there's been a few times where 545 did have some shows lined up, but stuff just fell through the cracks, and might as well just throw a show ourselves.
Hell yeah.
Come up here in Seattle, man, please.
Yes.
No, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way to get you guys all in Seattle. And yeah, man, Mike, like again, I left a comment on your post about, when you were plugging about your anniversary and that vinyl that released. I was like, yo, that album to me is so monumental, bro. Like I listened to that, and honestly, like I said on the comment, like it taught me to be me. Like the way how you composed and how you kept everything also seamless. And yeah, that was like my background track when I was working on the computer all the time, bro. And it either brought me up, it also brought me down, it got me through all these different, in different parts of my mind that I didn't think it could unlock. But yeah, that album it hits me different, bro. Yeah. Thank you for putting that out, man. Yeah.
With you guys' projects and stuff like that, and your upcoming projects, whatever. But what do you expect the listener to expect from you guys? You know what I mean? What do you guys like a non-cutter or a non-DJ how do you expect them to be like, yo, this is tight? You know what I'm saying? How do you want to be known outside the cutting / DJ world?
Yeah, I mean, I think heads know, heads will know about us, they recognize us. But I mean, like, what to expect from our albums? Like, there's going to be like some hip hop influence, hard knock beats. There's going to be some more atmospheric stuff, like I mentioned earlier, like drumless tracks or, so yeah, I mean, it's like, that's the thing. When we sort through like the sketches, you kind of have to just balance things out, right? Like, because you want to make it an album a listening experience, right? So it's like you're kind of balancing things out and not making the entire album just sound kind of like one-sided, where it's like all hip-hop beats or all like, too moody or atmospheric. So it's got to be balanced out. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm at this point that I'm happy with the support, for me, I've received over the years, through like my solo work, through Ned Hoddings, through Rock Hard Bastards. I'm not like desperately searching for like active listeners, right? Like, of course I'd love it. And I'm sure there's gonna be more like open-minded people at the show in SF, because of the artists that we're performing with as well. Heavy Arts Ensemble and well, Dakim,
It has. Mafono's going to be in the house.
Oh, Mafono's there. So, I mean, yeah, you're going to get this like cross-pollination of fans of other artists that will, they'll may, kind of be interested in your sound. But I don't think I ever want to force it upon people. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to force feed music to people. Like, if hopefully they catch on and they support from then on there.
What people to expect from our stuff? Definitely a listening experience, a journey. Anything's possible. Definitely harmonies, melodies. Just straight up music, man. Straight up music.
So with this show that's coming up, is this going to spark up another show, maybe? Like, a promo for your new release?
Yeah, hopefully. Looking into doing a show in LA. It'll be beginning next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so hopefully by that time, the album will be out at that time.
For you guys, like, what are one of the misconception people have about scratch music that you want to correct?
Man. Yeah, you know what? I want. This is going back to kind of what I learned from these guys, also. But not everything needs to be scratched, man. Like, you can just release a sound and just be simple and let it breathe. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people think scratch music, you got to add a 5-click flare over this piano and drums need to be a certain way, and you know what I mean? The end result needs to just be music. It needs to sound good. You got to trust your ear. And not everything needs to be scratched. You know what I mean?
That's true, man. It sounds like you guys are not even on turntables when you guys put out your music, man. And I think that's dope, because typically, when you think bands, you're going to think like someone on like a bass line and just cutting down, you know what I mean? So if it sounds more organic, just like as like an actual band, like, yeah, that's definitely a whole nother level of it, man. You guys are pioneers of that shit, dude. Respect.
Nice, man.
Thanks.
Mad respect. Mad respect.
No, but like there is an art of self-restraint, holding back. And I feel like, a lot of the battle kids these days, they're so busy with it. They have a hard time just being simple and just doing it simple, whatever sounds good to the ear. Like, you know what I mean? They want to make things so busy. And I think we're the opposite of that. We're sound first. And after that is whatever technique. Like, that part doesn't even matter as long as it sounds good to the ear,
Like, I'm curious, like, when you guys watch like the DMCs and battles, like, how much are you engaged in the showmanship of it versus the musicality of it? Like, do you ever close your eyes and just listen versus
I'm more
Yeah.
musical than anything, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same. That's why I asked that question earlier. Yeah.
I always
like-
kind of go back to like thinking of how a non-listener would like actually hear it and see if they would like be engaged at most. Like we don't like, you don't see DJs all the time, you know, whatever. It could be like the janitor watching a DMC and he'd be like, oh, that was cool, kind of thing, right? Can you engage that guy?
It's more than just the standards. And when I say standards, I'm taking it all the way back to like Jam Master Jay, even like FM20, just using like hip hop sounds, or just like certain stabs that we all familiar with over the years, or whatever you want it to be. At the end of the day, and it just have to be like certain simple like, you know, certain rhythms all the time, like a boom, cack, boom, 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 cack. You know, it could just, you could flip it however the fuck you want. Just, you know, just
Yeah.
musically. at the
Also,
end of the day.
it doesn't have to be hip hop, right?
That too.
Like, even though like scratching, it comes from like a DJ hip hop culture per se. Not every track has to sound like a boom bap track or like a hip hop track or, you know, trap track or whatever. Like it could be a different genre,
Right.
you know. But yeah, like as long as the result is sonically, you know, dope to you, honest to you, then I think that it's fine. But yeah, I mean, definitely doesn't have to be technical. You know, it just doesn't have to be technical per se.
Right.
I think the technicality is really in the sounds you're selecting. Like that's really like where your ear, you know, will let listeners know like, oh, that guy is more mature than that other person or that other musician. You know, sonically, like those work well together versus maybe that didn't work well, you know, with another sample or so.
There's no rules to it. You know what I mean? I find the magic in scratch music, or just the magic in hip hop music in general, is the collage part. You know, where you could piece together and create something new out of. And yeah, it doesn't, like what Peep said, it doesn't have to be there's not a standard rhythm that you have to follow, you know.
Standard rhythm or sounds as well too.
Standard rhythm, standard sounds, you know. It's still DJing. It's a high level of DJing. There's a lot of music studying. There's a lot of digging. There's a lot of selection. You know, it's just we're doing it surgically though, just little increments here and there.
Beautiful Frankensteins we're putting together.
Beautiful.
Yo, once again, thank you guys for jumping on the pod. Like, really appreciate it. This again is a dream come true for all of us, or for me per se, or all of us. Yes, having all these gods on this one little screen of mine, and thank you so much for jumping on again, and for everything that you guys have done for this community, for this culture, for everyone. And we would love to see you guys do something with us in the near future. Hopefully we can get you guys to come down
Seattle
for a show. Seattle. Do you guys want to plug anywhere, like anything about like where they can find you guys at? Do you guys have a
Yeah, I guess let's plug the show.
Yeah.
So Gray Area, GRAYAREA.org. Yeah, you definitely you can cop your tickets there. Like Mike was saying, heavyartsensemble.kim will be there. Mafono, live visuals. So yeah, I mean we're excited. I think there's some people traveling in for the show, which is dope to hear in
I
itself.
wish we can go.
Yeah,
because that day is different. That day is our anniversary.
Oh, no way. Oh, congrats. Oh, dope. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be documenting it. So hopefully we'll have some footage of it. But yeah, I mean, just to, of course, big ups to Mike for having us out as a group for his, 20-year anniversary. And yeah, pretty excited. So yeah, just check out the website for tickets.
Hey Mike, when's the vinyl release, Mike?
Comes out the day before the show, November 14th.
Sick.
Where can we cop it?
Yeah, where can we cop it?
You can cop it on my Bandcamp. You can cop it in Canada, Sunday Scratch Shop. Picked up a few copies. Europe, HHV has a few copies. Cut and Paste has a few copies, and Alderbahn has one.
Do you cover?
Can we cop now?
Do you cover
Yeah, is that
tariff?
for pre-order now?
Yeah, you can pre-order for them. I'm going to put up a post.
Do you cover tariffs too, or no?
Damn.
But once again, thank you guys so much for putting the time and effort and hanging out with us here at the pod, man. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Big ups.